we haven't looked at Tess in a while, and I just want to see how old Tess was doing.
I just don't understand the internet. Like, if you see something that somebody's wearing,
Corset over top, ridiculous, look in mirror. I mean, I feel like that's kind of petty. Kind of on the line of, bullying, but I do agree though. Unfortunately, I feel like there's some things that you just, should wear. You should wear things that are more flattering for your body type. That's just me.
you don't like it, you don't have to say anything. They look like they've never seen a toothbrush in their life. And maybe some of y'all weren't hugged enough as a child, but be nice, do better. I just don't understand the internet. Like, if you see something that somebody's wearing and you don't like it, you don't have to say anything.
But it's just that, the internet. And if you're going to post something public, you better be prepared for the hate from comments coming from every which end. I mean, whether they agree with you or they don't.
Y'all, we have to talk about this New York Times article that came out today. Literally, the title is "You Don't Look Anorexic," and it makes me feel so validated and so hopeful for the future. It's talking about the new research that's being done, talking about how larger-bodied individuals can, in fact, suffer from atypical anorexia, which is what I suffer from, and we're going to get into some of my favorite parts of the article. I also want to note that in the article, it says that atypical anorexia is wildly underdiagnosed, under-researched, and most people don't even understand it. It also goes on to say that most people in higher weight bodies are shocked to hear that they have anorexia because nobody's ever told them that they could have anorexia at their size, and that's exactly how I felt. And it goes on to say that most people suffer for 11 plus years before getting diagnosed. This is why weight bias stigmas are so deadly. We are being excluded from studies and getting the help we need because of the way we look and the bodies we exist in. Everyone go read this.
Oh, but I mean, it's still not. I mean, I don't really see how it's still explaining what it is. Like, what does it do? Like, I mean, I just find it hard to believe that she's starving herself. Like, what is this type of anorexia for her? Like, they're not explaining that. Like, they just keep saying that it can be a diagnosis, just it's overlooked. Like, but they don't explain what the symptoms are. I mean, there's so many people too in on this, community. We have doctors in this community, which I really hope they're still not practicing because, oh my God, people watch out. That's so horrific having a doctor like that. Doctors are not meant to think. Oh my God, they're supposed to help you, not kill you. You're killing yourself.
Obesity is the last domain of prejudice that we as a society um, still haven't changed the way we speak about it, the way we refer to people, the way that we care about one another. And I'm hopeful that that can change. And I do believe in the power of film and culture.
You don't think for a minute that he could be advertising his movie? Like, of course he's going to act passionate about it. Like, they think just because magazine covers have bigger people on them or anybody puts any focus on this community is for the best for this community, that they actually care, which is not really what's going on. They're doing it to sell. They're trying to make money. They don't care. They'll do anything. They'll put anything on the cover. I mean, they don't sell I don't know if they do. I haven't looked. But I'm just saying, any website, whatever. It's for money. They could give two shits about anybody else. They'll do it for anybody.
To change the conversation in a way that allows people to open their hearts and minds a bit more.
I'm kind of, wow, anybody but me think Brandon Fraser looks not well? Ugh, maybe I should look into this a little bit more and see what's going on.
Just a reminder that you aren't unlovable because you're fat. It's because you're a bitch.
And that is so true. It is not your size, it is your attitude.
Just having one of those days. So I'm at McDonald's at curbside pickup waiting for the adult Happy Meals because it's going to cheer me up. It is a lot bigger than there are so many fries.
Oh my god, she is literally feeding her depression. Look at that. It says depression cured, hashtag McDonald's, hashtag adult happy meals, hashtag cactus plant flea market. Okay. Oh my god. Maybe I'm missing something here huge, but I don't think I am.
Okay. There's got my nails done. My nail break it.
Alright, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to skip this. I can't stand the sound of people eating it.
You won't get noticed, sir. Or you clean up your plate, so eat it.
But why don't you care about your health? Okay, tell me again how she's anorexic. This is why you have depression. This is why you have any health issue. Let's just put it out there. It's because of this. And no, it's not good for your mental health. This does not cure depression. People, don't listen to this. Please see a doctor. Don't listen to anything online.
To all my fellow fatties that are stitching that no one will ever sleep with anybody that's over 300 pounds. How do y'all have time to stitch it? Aren't y'all busy?
What? I mean, I do know it's a fetish for some people out there. It's just, it's whatever you want. Some people like big girls, some people don't. You're allowed to feel that way.
You know. I know I look like a dumb bitch, but I'm not one. Just so you know. I know.
Are you sure? I think you should look at your other TikToks.
Honestly,
How do you still find joy on this app? Oh, poor Tess.
it's really because of you guys. Like, it's because of this creator. I love their content and so many other creators that I've followed and found on this app. It's because
What's scary is that this is like an entire community. This isn't just these people who show themselves on TikToks. There are people who actually follow them. They have an audience. That's scary. That other people are following this kind of mentality, and it's what's going to kill people. This is giving up and giving in completely.
of the people that engage with me positively, but negatively, right? There's sometimes something to learn. But I'm no stranger, and I say this a lot, and I don't want to be that person, but I'm literally no stranger to people talking shit about me online. It's been a decade of this, whether it was on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok. And yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like me and don't get what I'm about and never will.
Again, for good reason, they never will, because it's common sense. Or it should be.
And that's okay, because I had to tell myself a long time ago that I don't do it for them. I do it for you guys, and I do it for the people that actually care, or the people that need it. It reaches them.
It's not that people don't care, Tess. It's what you choose to post. You've called yourself out. It's ridiculous. And you've got a really nasty attitude.
And the rest is just fucking noise, and it makes me money. Thank you so much.
That's a very high calorie breakfast. A woman your height needs 2,000 calories a day. That breakfast is at least 1,500. You don't realize you're overeating. It's not that she doesn't realize, she doesn't care.
Honestly, I wasn't sure if having one bagel and one boiled egg was too much for breakfast. And I was stressing out. But now, because of you, I know it was too much. And honestly, not all heroes wear capes. No. Apparently, they just sit behind the anonymity of a phone and type what.
Oh, Tess, you are no hero. And I know you're not talking about yourself. You're trying to be sarcastic about this comment, but let's face it. Come on, you know what you're saying there.
Whatever they want to strangers on the internet and police their bodies. I mean, of course. How can I ever repay you? Just have your people contact my people, and we'll sort you out. Well, finger gun. Love it. You know, I truly don't understand why people hate fat people. Like, if it comes down to it, and it's like the end of times, and it's looking like it, baby, aren't you gonna want something big and juicy to on? I'm not saying skinny people aren't going to be delicious to dine on in the end of times, but what I'm saying is if you go to church.
So what you're saying is at the end of the times when there really is a famine, that we can use y'all for food? I mean, you're kind of setting yourself up there.
Just chicken, KFC, Popeyes, wherever, and you order yourself chicken and they give you a drumstick and it doesn't have any meat on it, what would you do? Listen, don't shoot the messenger. Just be smarter. I know you are, but what am I?
You are obnoxious and so insufferable. Quick and to the point.
I mean, unfortunately,
I've been following really big fat people so I could see how others see me. Was I so grossed out? I lost over 150 pounds. Wow.
that is all happening in a bubble. You are seeking out content of larger bodied individuals as a way to make yourself feel better, which is kind of a weird thing to do in general, especially when I can guarantee a lot of the larger bodied
Not really. It's actually kind of common. I've heard it plenty of times.
individuals you're following have happy, full lives, not despite them being fat, but they just are. They just exist. And I am fortunate that I was part.
If you're having such a happy, full life just existing, then why do you have to talk about, like, all the time about how you feel, about your diseases, about how awful people are? It's somebody who's that happy doesn't have those problems. You wouldn't have depression, and you wouldn't even be worried about what people say. You wouldn't be on TikTok. But another thing is Tess is also a plus size model, so she's going to be in the public eye regardless. But she just doesn't make herself look any better on TikTok or anywhere else. She just acts like her ego and her attitude is just she's just another nasty, toxic, forever victim of this community.
Of the early stages of folks really diving into fat liberation and, body positivity, even though that term.
Ugh, fat liberation. Again, who's stopping you from being fat? I'm pretty sure you're already there. I know you're there. You love to talk about it. You do. You bring it up. And on top of that, you're anorexic. I gotta look that up and see if there's something I'm missing.
Is watered down on the internet. So I'm used to people using me as their before, pictures and inspo. But the reality is that I've gotten fatter over the years. My weight's fluctuated. But the one thing that I have maintained through all of this is my joy. And I am fatter.
The older she gets, she's gonna experience more issues. Because she hasn't had any major issues with this yet, it doesn't bother her. It doesn't bother anybody in this community. They all seem, the ones who really complain the most, seem fairly young, and I feel like they're going to find out as they get older just how bad this is. And because it may not affect them now. It didn't affect me when I was younger until I started, getting older, and your body can't handle it. It just can't.
Right now than I've been in a while, but I'm also happier. There's so many people that have been commenting lately saying that they can see my joy radiating. And that's how other people see me. They see the joy. Yeah, some people are going to see the fat.
Are you sure? Again, I mean, it's obviously an addiction. It is. But the thing that lets these people continue to think this way is when people like her get famous and they're in magazine covers, they're in videos or whatever she's been in. I don't really know all of it. But that's where their ego comes from, and that's when other people start to think that that's okay. When really it's not, and if anybody uses this as a marketing scheme, it's for money. It's just for money. They don't care.
And not pay attention to the joy. And if you're putting out into the world that you are grossed out by yourself,
And they're not going to tell you this either. They're not going to tell you this. They want you to continue to make money for them.
then more than likely that's how you're going to be perceived. And I'm not saying that I don't go out into the world fat and happy and everyone treats me like I have sunshine shooting out of my ass, because that's not the case. People are still majoritively unkind to fat people. But I'm also not going to shrink myself and be something that I am not in order to make people happy and comfortable. So, glad you can use us fat folks as inspiration for you not being fat. But I would really check the inside on your journey to thinness, because I can guarantee that it is not going to bring you the happiness that you are looking for.
So I think that's it for today. I just can't do anymore. Watching her has officially driven me crazy, and now I need a break. So have a nice day. I hope you enjoy, and I hope the audio isn't messed up like it has been. You'd think I would know this by now.